Welcome to the Weekly Reel. Monica and John guide you through cinema, past, present, and future. You hear stories from early Technicolor experiments, the dawn of surround sound, and current virtual production stages. They break down filmmaking breakthroughs, industry trends, and the ideas shaping tomorrow's screens. Settle in, press play, and enjoy your front row seat to movie history and innovation.
You've looked up at the stars and wondered, what would it be like to talk to someone out there? Not just metaphorically, but actually with your own voice, calling out and hearing theirs as they spin hundreds of miles above Earth.
It sounds like science fiction, right? But for tens of thousands of amateur radio operators, or hams as they're known, this isn't a dream, it's a weekend hobby. Imagine chatting with an astronaut aboard the International Space Station, using equipment that fits in your backpack.
Welcome to the Weekly Reel. I'm Monica.
And I'm John. In this 5-part series, we're diving into the fascinating world of space-based amateur radio. We'll show you how accessible it really is, and why people from all walks of life are tuning in to space.
Sunita Williams described these brief radio calls as little gifts, tiny reminders, she said, of life unfolding back on Earth.
But how is this even possible? Isn't the ISS orbiting at 250 miles, about 407 kilometers above Earth, flying at 17,500 miles per hour?
Yes, and the wildest part? With about $500 of gear and the right license, you can talk to it. Stick around, we're just lifting off.
Are you ready for stories that challenge your mind, spark your imagination, and leave you craving more? Welcome to the Narrative Core, your gateway to bold science fiction, mystery, and heart-pounding thrillers. From epic space operas to dark speculative tales, at The Narrative Core on YouTube brings cinematic storytelling to life with voice, music, and mood. Visit youtube.com/@thenarrativecore. Subscribe now and let the story pull you in.
This is W5LFL in Columbia. W5LFL in Columbia, orbiting the Earth at an altitude of 135 nautical miles. Passing over the U.S. West Coast and calling CQ.
W5LFL and SPS9, WA1JXN, WA1 Japan, X-ray Norway, WA1JXN, Frenchtown, Montana, standing by.
Hello, W1JXN, WA1 Juliet, X-ray November. This is W5LFL. You're our first contact from orbit, WA1 Juliet, X-ray November. How do you read, over?
It was quite a thrill. I was very surprised when he came back and said that quite clearly that I was the first contact from orbit.
That was astronaut Owen Garriott on board the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1983, making history as the first ham radio operator in space. His personal call sign was W5LFL, and his transmissions lit up the skies for hams all over the world.
This was a watershed moment, not just for ham radio, but for our connection with space. Until then, space-to-Earth communication was NASA's business. Suddenly, people on the ground could speak directly to someone in orbit.
And it wasn't just a gimmick. The enthusiasm was so overwhelming that NASA eventually embraced the idea, helping launch the ARISS program, amateur radio on the International Space Station, in 2000.
ARISS gave students, educators, and enthusiasts direct access to astronauts aboard the ISS. Since then, more than 1 million students worldwide have spoken to space in scheduled downlinks.
Think about what that means. A kid in Kenya, a science class in Brazil, a hospital patient in Canada, all talking directly to space travelers floating above the planet.
Owen Garriott once said the experience changed spaceflight forever. He said, people didn't just hear about space, they were in it, in their own way.
And that's the true beginning of space-based amateur radio.
Are you a collector, a fan, a hero? Tachyon Node is your new headquarters for the coolest collectibles in the galaxy. We have a massive selection of Funko Pops, anime statues and action figures from Star Wars, Marvel, DC and Disney. Whether you're building a collection or looking for the perfect gift, Tachyon Node has what you need. Visit us online at tachyonnode.space and find your next treasure today.
So let's say you're inspired. You want to make contact. What do you need?
Great question. Turns out the barrier to entry is much lower than people think. All you really need is a dual-band VHF-UHF transceiver, a directional antenna like a Yagi, and some tracking software to know when the ISS is overhead.
Now, I know what some people are imagining, a giant satellite dish in your backyard. But honestly, most operators do this with a handheld antenna they point into the sky based on projected orbital paths.
Passes only last about 8 to 10 minutes. That's how long the ISS is within your radio's line of sight before it zooms out of range.
And you'll need a license from your country's amateur radio regulator. In the US, that means passing the technician-level ham radio exam. It's totally doable with a few weekends of study.
Once you're certified and have your setup, that's it. You're ready to try contacting the ISS. Many astronauts keep the onboard ham station tuned and ready, especially during free time.
It's a beautiful blend of DIY engineering and global connection. Ham radio isn't just old school, it's frontier tech made human.
And you'll meet a global community, from retirees to high school students to former NASA engineers, all sharing info, test results, and good vibes.
In the next part, we'll guide you through your first radio contact attempt and what it's like to talk while staring into the sky.
That's the magic moment, hearing that call sign, NA1SS. That's the International Space Station's ham identifier. And when you hear it with your own ears, there's nothing quite like it.
But getting there takes preparation and sometimes patience. Signal conditions can differ with every pass. You'll need to track the orbit precisely, using tools like Heavens Above or SatNogs to get accurate window timings.
Then it becomes a dance. You follow the arc of the ISS across the sky with your antenna. You transmit, you listen. You adjust your pitch and timing as Doppler shift alters the perceived frequencies.
Wait, Doppler effect? Like the sound of a train whistle changing as it passes?
Exactly. The same phenomenon affects radio frequency. Part of the fun and the challenge is compensating for that with real-time adjustments.
First-time contacts often come with goosebumps. You might only get a quick hello or nice signal, but it's a handshake across the void, proof that your voice left Earth and reached orbit.
And astronauts love it. For them, it's a sincere connection to everyday life, stripped of protocol, mission ops, or press events. Just a fellow explorer saying hi.
And let me tell you, I heard once from a middle schooler who made contact, and she said afterward, for the first time, I saw myself as a scientist.
That's the power of a wave riding upward from our little blue planet.
I look in the mirror and I see the thing that scares me. The face looks back and I know it's me, enemy me, the one I fight, looking through many eyes to make things right.
Turn your speakers up for Whimsical Savages. 5 artists, 1 savage sound, blending hard rock grit, Celtic melody, African world rhythms, and metal fire into songs built for late-night drives and live floor sweat. Expect roaring guitars, syncopated drums, and hooks that stick long after the last chord. Start with Echoes in the Void, a dark, soaring ride through thunder and folk pulse. Then hit Not Here to Fail, packed with battle-ready riffs and relentless grooves. Both albums are ready for your playlist right now. Buy on Amazon or stream on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and any service you use daily. If your taste runs toward hard rock with the Celtic heart, African swing, and metal teeth, your next favorite band waits here. Search Whimsical Savages on Amazon or your streaming app. Press play, and let your room shake.
The self that hates itself. With the rest of myself, we work together to win. The self is lost. Victory is ours. Not just for self, but for all self. Humanity will change, but not into a self. My enemy, me, is the self. The one who lost. With the others found. We want this forever. Life is ourself.
You know, when you peel back the Hollywood fiction, you realize just how mind-blowing the reality actually was.
Movies made it glossy, sure. But what's more compelling than millions of people around the world, working together? Scientists, engineers, and yes, ham radio operators, to send humans to the moon and bring them back.
That's the beauty of the Apollo story. It wasn't just astronauts and mission control. It was ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Like tuning their home-built radios, soldering transistor circuits, and reading telemetry down to grid coordinates.
The truth might lack dramatic soundtracks and glowing screens, but it's filled with quiet brilliance.
And today, as space travel moves forward with Artemis and beyond, that legacy continues, with ham radio operators still finding ways to contribute.
Because sometimes the people operating in the background are the ones who hold everything together.
Thanks for joining us for this look into the untold story of ham radio in the Apollo era. I'm Monica.
And I'm John. Catch you next time on The Weekly Reel.
Thank you for listening and watching. The podcast was produced by J. Carrell Jones and hosted by Monica and John. Your support is greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe to our channel, Tachyon Node, on YouTube. Our show plays on the Tachyon Node space radio station, tachyonnode.space, every Tuesday 5 a.m. and 8 p.m., and on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific. Until then, watch this space.